The opportunities that are available to students at WFUV Sports are second to none across the country. College students are able to report and cover major league teams that even professional publications could only dream of. However, what may be the most unique opportunity present is the experience to be a Fordham men's basketball broadcaster. I've been fortunate enough to be in this role over the last 2 years, but it came at a time where Fordham was struggling, with only 2 winning seasons over a 25-year stretch. But over the last 2 years, everything with the program changed. Fordham hired Kyle Neptune to take over the team, but after a .500 season, he bolted back to Villanova, where he had previously been an assistant. With the program in disarray once again, the team fought hard on social media to promote associate head coach Keith Ergo. And with that came a new era of Fordham basketball. Pleased to be joined with the man of the hour, head coach of Fordham basketball, Keith Ergo. Keith, how are you doing today?
What's up, fellas? It's a great day to be a man. I'm fired up.
And fired up he was. Ergo brought a new excitement to Fordham basketball that was infectious to everyone. With the mantra attitude, the team rallied behind him as they retained all key players, including bringing in graduate transfer from Georgia Tech, Khalid Moore. They got off to a historic start in their non-conference schedule, which included a highlight win at the University of Tulane. A 12-1 start brought the excitement back to Fordham, and with all their success, we on our end as broadcasters had to deliver. With weekly segments with Coach Ergo, a podcast with Fordham's leader Darius Quisenberry, and more, we at WFUV were fully entrenched in the team's success. We at WFUV were lucky enough to be embraced by the team and Coach Ergo in every possible way.
You know what, I think one of the main reasons is the relationships, right? And the people at WFUV. We talk about pride in the name on the front of the jersey, and nobody has more pride than the students and the people who are in charge of WFUV. They have immense pride in their university, in the athletic department. So I think that's definitely one of the biggest reasons why we've embraced it. And, the exposure obviously is really important for us as we try to build our program and build our brand and get it out to the community, as well as the alumnus. People like Mike Breen, Michael Kay, Chris Carino, and so many others that have embraced our program, embraced our players, embraced our staff. You want to give back to those folks, and we couldn't be more grateful for the relationship that we've built with WFUV, and we want it to continue to grow.
You've been at plenty of schools. How unique is it to have student radio traveling with the team?
It's fantastic. I mean, again, we talk about having incredible pride in our program, and seeing the development of those students from WFUB, seeing some of the careers that it's created, especially here in the tri-state area. We feel, blessed to have that type of environment around here. We feel blessed to have that type of support. And, the pulse of the institution, the pulse of our players comes from the student body. To have students embrace our program, want to be around us, it's something really special that I think is unique here at Fordham.
To be a college student traveling weekly with a successful basketball program meant that we spent the majority of our time locked in on the program. This included getting coaches sound the day before the game with exclusive off-the-record interviews with Coach Ergo that led right into a road trip.
We're going to go up to Bonaventure to do the game together, so we just talked to Coach.
It's great always to talk to Coach before the game. It's some unique perspective to get like real one-on-one time. So Coach Ergo is always super good to us. Ask him whatever, he'll answer it. The tough ones.
So if you see they're in the background shooting right now, getting ready, definitely going to be a fun game.
For example, if a game was on a Wednesday, that Tuesday would be a travel day, where we go on the team bus which heads to Westchester Airport. From there, straight to the runway for a quick screening, then we fly off to wherever Fordham's next opponent is located. This particular instance is from when Fordham played the University of Richmond down in Virginia. The Rams were coming off 4 straight wins in their conference and looked to make it 5 for the first time in program history. We got to the hotel around 6 p.m., and after a few hours of prep, we were ready to go. Game days are very scripted in order to keep the players in routine. There's team breakfast at 8 a.m., then they head to the arena to go through shoot-around and finish up their scouting. This gives us broadcasters one last chance to update our prep and get ready for the big game. Once the team arrives, it's one last meal before getting changed and back on the bus. On this particular trip, it was a quick 5-minute distance from the Robins Center to the hotel where the Richmond Spiders play. We got to the arena about 2 hours before the game, and after a quick tour of the place, we set up and were ready for action. Now, uncharacteristically, this game did not go Fordham's way. They were up with under 10 minutes remaining in the game, but ran out of firepower towards the end as Richmond provided to be too much for the Rams. We got right back on the bus and to the airport and hoped that the team would have a short memory. And they did, as this game provided to be just a slight bump in the road for Fordham as they finished the season 6-2 to earn the number 3 seed in their conference, the highest finish in Fordham history. The end of the year brought more publicity than Fordham has ever been used to. Big-time alums were back in the building, including Yankees announcer Michael Kay, Nets announcer Chris Carino, and even some guests, including Yankees general manager Brian Cashman. The entire culture around the student body changed. A once dormant gym became the hottest ticket in town, with every game the final month of the season selling out, and hundreds of students even being turned away who didn't show up early enough.
Yeah, I mean, the culture is just night and day from freshman year to now. I remember freshman year, we'd go to some games, they were all empty. You could roll up whenever you wanted, sit wherever you wanted with your friends. You say anything, you could be heard very easily. But now you got to wait outside for an hour before games. I remember the last game of the year, our senior day. You have to be out there like 2 hours before just to guarantee a spot. It's packed in there. You're shoulder to shoulder with everybody. You can barely hear each other. So it's been amazing to sort of see that transition from the beginning to end now.
Now, a big part of the change was the creation of the Shirtless Herd, where Nikhil and other seniors at Fordham decided to start a tradition that will last a lifetime at Rose Hill.
Shirtless Herd is just a group of guys that loves Fordham basketball and are really proud to be Rams. So we go to every game. After intros, we rip our shirts off, and we always have a different message written across our chest. We've done Bronx Built, Rose Thrill, Ergonomics, Go Rams. Just really trying to, change the culture along with the team, support them as well as we can, and lead the crowd through whatever chance we can.
It was easy for this group of Ram fans to feel a part of the team, and that's because of how well they were embraced from Coach Ergo and others around the program.
You can hear it with Ergo. He always makes sure to thank Rose Thrill and the Shirtless Herd and the fan base every single press conference. The players always come over after the games and embrace us. So it's really cool to see. It's not just team chemistry within the team. It extends through the entire campus and the entire fan base, and it's just one program with one vision.
This culminated in the Atlantic 10 tournament, which took place right near Fordham at the Barclays Center. While teams across the conference had to beg for any fan support, that was not the case with Fordham. They showed up in style with over 2,000 fans at the quarterfinal matchup versus LaSalle. Fordham rewarded their faithful in that game, advancing to the A-10 semifinals for just the second time ever. It was here that Fordham's dream season unfortunately came to a close. After a hard-fought game versus Dayton, their NBA-level talent was just too much for Fordham to handle. But Fordham went out fighting hard and with class, a theme with the team all season, which included thanking the fans following the defeat. Fordham looks to build on this year, make it the standard and not the exception. A bright future remains at Rose Hill, and I, for one, am forever grateful I was around the team when the change occurred. Fordham has always been a sleeping giant, and those who come after me at WFUV are beyond lucky to continue to witness a rising program looking to compete for years to come.